Hello and welcome to Explorers of Elsewhere. My name is DM Dan and I'm here to discuss what's happening with the channel as we move into 2026. Before we get into it, if you're new here, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and consider joining our Discord to stay up to date with EoE because we have a lot of stuff coming out in the near future. So, to quickly recap, 2025 was a pretty big year for us. We've more than doubled the number of subscribers joining us on our journey since the start of the year. So firstly, a huge thank you to all of you supporting us, watching our content and getting involved in chat, in the comments and the Discord. Seeing the community grow has been truly heartwarming and humbling, and I'm excited to bring you even more TTRPG goodness. We kicked off the year with Tales from Elsewhere Daggerheart, the finale to our Daggerheart open beta playtest adventure that just kinda evolved into a bit of a campaign. Nate ran his first adventure in the dog-led world of Pugmire. We ran our fourth Gaming for Good charity livestream, this time a full 12 hours long, and managed to raise over £750 for 1625 Independent People, a youth homelessness charity here in Bristol. We launched the EoE Discord as a place to come together and nerd out with the players and other fans of Elsewhere. We kicked off the celebration of the official release of Darrington Press's new system, Daggerheart, with the launch of our third Elsewhere campaign, the Titan Isles, which included the community creation challenges supported by the wonderful folks over at Demiplane that saw NPCs and monsters created by the community make it into the campaign. Nate returned to the GM seat with Badlands, another Tales from Elsewhere Daggerheart 2-shot that tested the new classes from the Daggerheart Void. We supported the Holmwood Foundation Kickstarter by running an in-world survival horror one-shot, starring crew and cast from the show, including the always magnificent Candice of Three Black Halflings fame. And most recently, we had the honour to record the in-person Campaign 3 finale at the world-famous Yogscast Studios here in Bristol. DM Dan from the future here. I completely forgot whilst recording this, but we were also nominated for a Crit Award, which was an incredible honour. So thank you to anyone that nominated me and voted for me in that competition. Looking back, it's a lot, and we're certainly not stopping. Starting from Monday 8th of December, we'll release 3 cosy weekly Christmas adjacent adventures in the run up to Christmas. The first of which is a returning game system run by Chris Locke, Pick Me by Brian Sago. Following the tales of 4 very unfortunate toys who are desperate to be chosen by the child at Christmas. It's a delightful play to lose story as the toys are put through ever worsening conditions on their way from Santa's grotto to the living room Christmas tree. The second and third uploads in December sees Nate return to the GMC again for Tales from Elsewhere Hot and Steamy, a Thirsty Sword Lesbians 2-shot that sees the staff and regulars of a quaint little cafe in the heart of Avonmore band together to overcome a dastardly scheme that threatens their livelihoods. In the new year, Nate begins the next Elsewhere campaign, Tales from Elsewhere Sanctuary. After receiving a plea for help from the town of Faustrom due to the mysterious figures roaming on the edges of their borders, a group of 5 explorers, mercenaries and locals come together to discover what lies beyond the forest. We've got 5 players in this one, including myself, some returning Campaign 3 players, and a face we haven't seen on the channel for a while. The campaign launches weekly from Thursday the 1st of January for YouTube members and patrons on Patreon, and from January the 8th for everyone else. Rather than say more about it, here's the trailer instead. I'm certainly keeping busy in the new year as well, running 3 separate adventures alongside Sanctuary. From Monday the 12th of January, we test out our first new system of 2026 as I gather a group of adventurers together to play Draw Steel by Matt Colville. I'm looking forward to diving into a game that bears a lot of inspiration for its tactical combat from the first TTRPG I played, D&D 4th edition. This will be a live-streamed 5-episode Tales from Elsewhere story played weekly on YouTube and Twitch. It's based on the Delian Tomb starter adventure and set in the imposing Imperium, newly revealed from Campaign 3, and we'll find out what an adventurer's life looks like in another civilization to rise from the chaos of the eschaton. From Monday the 23rd of February, we're going to step away from Elsewhere into a world of dark mystery. Hopefully lining up with the launch of their new expansion, Woolhaven, I'm going to run a live-streamed 5-episode mini-adventure on YouTube and Twitch, based in the world of Cult of the Lamb, using the Call of Cthulhu rule set. The Lamb has many followers, and one group of followers are being sent out as missionaries to investigate rumours of a new cult that's rising to the north of Anura. Expect cute whimsy meets visceral horror. After that, from Monday the 6th of April, we return to somewhat familiar lands for the next 5-episode Tales from Elsewhere, again live streamed on YouTube and Twitch, where I'll be trying out Fabula Ultima for the first time on the channel. This award-winning love letter to Japanese-style console RPGs has caught my attention for a long while now, so I'll be very excited to present that experience to you. To make the stakes suitably high, the adventure will focus on the devastating first conflict between the forces of Avamore and the Imperium, focusing on the unsuspecting city of I can't say the name of the city because I want you, the viewers, to decide that for me. Let me know in the comments or in our Discord your names and ideas for the idyllic settlement that will be the first to suffer the wrath of the encroaching Imperial forces, in a story that I hope will honour the legacy of games like Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger and Fire Emblem. Taking us into May, the stage will be set for the 4th main campaign in the Elsewhere story, Explorers of Elsewhere, Imperium. Not happy to settle with whatever comes from the events of the preceding Tales of Elsewhere, the Emperor has set his sights on the fragile lands of Avamore and the settlements of the Rediscovery. We're still formulating an overall narrative, deciding which game system to use and which players will be bringing this wartime epic story to life, but I assure you it's going to be great. Explorers of Elsewhere Imperium will be a 20-episode adventure, live-streamed weekly on YouTube and Twitch, with additional content for members and Patreon supporters as usual. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more updates of Campaign 4 as we get closer to it. Separately, it is fully our intention to do another charity livestream for Gaming for Good to support 1625 independent people. We've no details to share with you yet, so again, subscribe to be notified of what's happening next. Hopefully something around April time. Finally, at the time of recording, we're only a mere 34 subscribers away from hitting the big 1000 on YouTube. The journey from EoE's conception during the dark days of COVID through to now has been an unforgettable experience, and we couldn't have done it without your consistent support. So once again, thank you. We're absolutely going to do a 1000 sub celebration once we get there, and we already have a fun little event planned for it. Over the past 4 to 5 years of Elsewhere content, we've met dozens of player characters, NPCs and villains who we've cheered for, despaired over and laughed with. It's only good manners to know which of those folks would wear the crown of best EoE character, and we have a pretty good way of deciding who would come out on top. So, that wraps things up for now. 2026 is already looking like it's going to be a great year for us, full of opportunities to grow, present even better stories and adventures, and get more involved with you, our viewers. We may even see some of you at the various TTRPG related conventions throughout the year. With all that said, thank you for watching. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, join us in our Discord, and most importantly, stay safe and play great.